In this tutorial series, we're going to be learning how to crochet one of these hexagon blankets. This is an easy pattern suitable for beginners, and I'll take you through everything you need to know step by step. There's going to be 4 videos in this series, and this video covers how to crochet one of these solid hexagons that makes up the bulk of the blanket. There are other tutorials covering how to crochet half hexagons to straighten 2 sides of your blanket, how to sew your hexagons together to get a neat finish like mine, and also how to crochet on a simple border. I'll organise all of those tutorials into one playlist for you so you can find everything you need in one place. I'll link that at the end of this video and down in the description. You'll also find in the description specifics about this blanket, the yarn and hook that I used, the gauge and the finished size. However, the yarn that I used, Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmerino, most of these colours are now discontinued. I finished this blanket several years ago. However, you can use any yarn and hook for this blanket. It's quite a versatile pattern, so go mad and pick whatever yarn and colours that you want. To start your hexagon, first make a slip knot using your preferred method. This is how I prefer to make my slip knots. Now work a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the first chain to make a ring, and we're going to be crocheting round 1 into the centre of this ring, just like we would do for a granny square. So you may have to pull on your chain ring a little bit, and that should open up a hole at the centre where we're going to be crocheting into next. Start round 1 with a chain of 3, and this counts as your first double crochet stitch. Then work a double crochet stitch into the chain ring. As I crochet this first round, I'm going to be holding this yarn tail alongside my chain and crocheting my stitches over the top of it to make weaving my ends in easier later. So there's my first double crochet stitch. Now work a corner space, and the corner spaces in this hexagon are chain 2, so 1, 2. Then work 2 more double crochets back into that ring. So there's 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets. And then repeat that all the way around, alternating between 2 chains and 2 double crochets until you have 6 groups of 2 double crochets, so 12 double crochet total including your starting chain, and 5 chain 2 spaces. So I'll just speed ahead and meet you back at the end of this round. Here I am almost at the end of round 1, and I have 6 groups of 2 double crochet, so 12 double crochet total, and 5 chain 2 corner spaces. I've not worked this final chain 2 corner space, as we're going to be working this final corner space a little bit differently to the other corners of this round. And if you followed my granny square tutorials, we're going to be doing the same corner that we do in those. I'll link a separate tutorial for it up here, but I am about to show you how we do that. So to work this final corner, to ensure we always start every round in the very corner of our hexagon, work 1 chain, and then we're going to make a single crochet into the top of the starting chain. So I'm putting my hook in here and making a single crochet. That single crochet is going to count as the second chain of this chain 2 corner. So we're going to pretend it's not actually a single crochet, we're going to pretend it's a chain. To start round 2, make a chain of 3, and this counts as your first double crochet stitch. Then work a double crochet over the top of this single crochet stitch into this corner space. So I'm putting my hook in here to make that double crochet stitch. So we're going to be skipping our first stitch after each corner space in this pattern. It makes our corner spaces a little bit easier. So we're going to be skipping this first stitch, which is our starting chain, and then working a double crochet into the stitch after that. So the next double crochet, I'm going in here. Into the next corner space, work 1 double crochet. So we've now finished with this side of the hexagon, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets because we count this chain as our first double crochet. Then work a corner space of chain 2. Now work 2 double crochets into that corner space. So because we've done 2 double crochets here instead of 1, we're going to be skipping the next stitch like we did down here. So our next stitch is not into this double crochet here, we're skipping this stitch completely, working our next double crochet into that stitch there. And then repeat this around your hexagon. So into each corner space as you come to them, work a double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochets back into that corner space, then skip the next stitch, so skip that first double crochet and work a double crochet into the stitch after that, and continue that all the way around until you end up back at this corner space at the end of the round. And I'll meet you here. On each side of your hexagon you should only have 4 double crochets. So yeah, I'll meet you back here. So I've worked my way around my hexagon and I'm almost at the end of the round. I've just worked a double crochet into that final double crochet, and my next space is that space that we already crocheted into at the beginning of the round. So to finish off this round, work 1 double crochet into that corner space. Then we're going to do the same corner as we did on round 1. So work 1 chain and then work a single crochet into the top of the starting chain, so in there. And that is round 2 finished. So we're going to continue working in this manner for the next 2 rounds, or as big as you want your hexagon to be, and every time we do another round we'll be increasing the side of our hexagon by 2 stitches. In round 1 we had 2 stitches on each side of the hexagon, on round 2 we have 4, on round 3 we'll have 6, and on round 4 we'll have 8 stitches, so we're increasing by 2 each time. So that's a good rule of thumb to use when you're counting your stitches. Start with a chain of 3, that counts as your first double crochet stitch. Then work a double crochet back into that corner space over the top of that single crochet, so in there. Then we're still going to be skipping the first stitch after each corner space. So skip that first stitch, that starting chain there, and work a double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So this stitch here, and the next one, and the next one. Into the next corner space, work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Skip the next stitch and work a double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And then repeat these steps all the way around until you end up back where we started, and I'll meet you down here to transition up into our final round. So here I am almost at the end of round 3, and I've got 6 double crochets on each side of my hexagon, and I'm just about to work the final double crochet of this side of the hexagon. So for that final stitch, I'm working a double crochet into that corner space where we started. Then work that same corner we've done previously, doing a chain 1 and then a single crochet into the top of the starting chain. So if you're happy with that pattern, then work another round, or as many rounds as you want if you want to make a bigger hexagon, in that same fashion, working those corners and along the sides of the hexagons as we've just done. But for those that need it, I will stay with you for one more round, for round 4, and then I will show you how to do an invisible join without a yarn needle at the end of this hexagon as well. For round 4, start with a chain of 3, this counts as your first double crochet, then work a double crochet back into that corner space. Skip that first stitch just as we've done previously, and then work a double crochet into all of the rest of the stitches until you get to a corner space. You should be making 5 double crochets here. So there's number 4. and number 5. Then into the corner space, work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Skip the next stitch. We always skip that first stitch after a corner space. Then work a double crochet into the next 5 stitches and repeat these steps around until you end up back at the end of the round. Then come back to this tutorial and I'll show you how we fasten off. So here I am at the end of round 4 and I've just done my final double crochet back into that same corner space. For this final corner, we're not going to be doing that chain 1 single crochet corner. Instead, we're going to be doing a chain 2 and then an invisible join. And because we're going to be using our yarn tails to sew our hexagons together for this yarn blanket, we need to cut a longer yarn tail than usual. Usually I recommend about 6 inches, so you've got enough to weave your ends in, but we need to add on an additional 9 inches for sewing together because we're going to be sewing either along 1, 2 or 3 sides of the hexagons when we're joining them. So I've got a tape measure here and I'm going to measure out 15 inches, and you need your tail to be at least 15 inches. If you're using a larger yarn and a larger hook than I am, you will need to cut your tail longer than this. So 15 inches is about 38 centimetres for those who prefer centimetres. So I'm going to measure out my tail, you can't quite see it off screen over here, to that length. This doesn't need to be too accurate, but I've found that 15 inches is about the minimum you can get away with. So now we're going to finish off with an invisible join, and I don't have a yarn needle here, so I'm going to show you how to do it with your crochet hook, which I don't think I've shown in any tutorials before. So pull that very long yarn tail through that last chain by pulling on your hook till it pops through. Then take your crochet hook and put it from back to front through the stitch here that's to one side of your starting chain. So in here. So I'm going in there. Then grab that yarn tail, catch it with your crochet hook and pull it through. So pull that end all the way through. So this is exactly the same as what we would do with a needle, but we're doing it with a hook instead. Then to finish off the invisible join, come from bottom to top, so from back to front, through the back loop only of that second chain. So my hook is going in there. Grab the yarn tail and pull it all the way through again. And that's your invisible join. Because we're going to be using this yarn tail for seaming, I do one more pull through just so it's at the right point of the hexagon for when we do that seaming. So I'm going to put my hook, so we've got our, this is the invisible join loop that we've just created. We're going to go behind that loop, and there is a third loop behind crochet stitches here. And I'm going to put my hook through it from top to bottom there. Grab my tail again with my hook and pull it through just that loop there, so it's kind of behind it. And then I'll give this a very gentle pull because I don't want to pull this too tight. We want it to be the same width as the other stitches there, sort of that seamless finish. And don't weave this yarn tail in, save it for when we join our hexagons. So the next step is to crochet as many hexagons as you need for your blanket. For my blanket, I made 200 hexagons, and then we're going to make some half hexagons to straighten 2 sides of the blanket. So that tutorial will be coming next week. Once it's available, I'll pop it up on your screen now.